And we're back, baby. I've got some fucking good news this week. I'm in a happy mood this week, Dave. We, as I'm sure you'll remember, probably won't, but there was another account on the old gram of Insta,
right?
And that had a similar name to us that you very, I suppose, childishly reported to Instagram.
I remember that.
The Nobody's Pods, I think it was called. Well, I got a notification today. That has now been removed.
Oh, nice.
We're so big. We've got our first account removed.
Ooh.
That is just how big we are in the world of podcasting.
That is something you'll never hear again either. We're so big.
We're so big.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe the missus might say it.
Yeah, only to make you feel better.
But yeah, that's made my week really. I feel like we're listened to. We're appreciated.
Yeah, we've got the prestige.
The prestige because
prestige worldwide.
Because when I read the report, because Instagram does a report.
Ooh.
And it
sounds official.
Because I don't know what's changed though. Because when you reported it back in like January, just because you were being childish,
it happens a lot.
It came back, and I think on the same day. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely fine.
It said that it didn't breach the community guidelines, right?
Yeah, community guidelines. Yeah. Whereas now it does breach. Admittedly, I don't know what it's done to breach said guidelines, because since you did that 4 months ago, I haven't remembered to or even acknowledged that account even existed anymore. But supposedly it breached the community guidelines for impersonating.
Oh.
So I don't know what they did, whether or not they did just find our podcast and take. I don't know. No idea.
No.
Maybe they've been fucking nicking our followers.
Yeah, well, maybe. I think I've got a.
Because the only ones we get at the moment are fake OnlyFans.
Tinfoil.
Tinfoil, yeah.
So
what?
My conspiracy theory on this is that
today on Conspiracy Corner with Dave. So I've been watching the Hulk Hogan documentary. That's what he does. At the end of every win, he's like,
"Listen to me, brother." Yeah. So my theory on that is
that's what he's doing when he's not saying the N word while he's having sex.
Okay.
That's what he got cancelled for. He made a sex tape and said the N word.
Yeah. In that voice probably as well. Poor Terry. That's why he went to church at the end of his life. To make up for his sins. But yeah, so
anyway, going back to conspiracy corner.
Yeah, the theory on this for me is that now that we post consistently.
Because we're legends.
Yeah, because we're legendary. Basically, and now Instagram's basically decided that these guys have stuck at it.
Yeah,
I think it's gone. No, maybe we should change it now. Make them feel good.
Yeah.
Make them feel recognised.
Yeah, let's reward them. We won't push any new followers their way.
No.
And they'll be stuck on on the number that they're on for fucking eternity. But we'll make them feel a little bit better. We'll make them feel seen. Yeah. They're seen. But we appreciate them. We understand that they're being impersonated against, and we're gonna remove this account.
I wonder also, while the tinfoil hat is still on, whether it's because of the uptick, if you're American, in AI. Some of the impersonation bits and pieces. Maybe the guidelines have been changed. Maybe because of impersonation.
Well, to be fair, some of the AI stuff is fucking like bonkers. It's
like Vision, which is where they do your voice.
Yeah.
Man,
like it's like the AI shit is like, don't get me wrong, like AI isn't like it's a fantastic tool, and I use we touched on it weeks ago.
Yeah, and we've used it to be fair.
Why I use it, like I said, for the podcast, and everything about the podcast. Is I don't use AI to generate anything, obviously, but like in terms
use it for ideas.
Yeah, in terms of like spitballing, or was it spitballing?
Spitballing ideas.
Like brainstorming.
Yeah.
I say what do no returns. When I talk to AI, I tell it to be to talk dirty to me, and then once I've done that, I then ask it to be brutal with me.
Yeah.
So I've got probably quite a what's the word that I'm looking for? Probably quite a bad relationship with AI. It's kind of like AI is kind of like, for me or for us, it's kind of like that like abusive boyfriend. Like, you just keep going back for more.
Right, okay.
Like, I'll ask AI something and it'll just give me like the brutal, honest truth. Like, I'll give it an idea and it'll be like, no, it's shit. And this is why it's shit. And this is what you should do to change it. But like, it wasn't, while we're on AI, I saw something. I saw something the other day. There was like a glitch in the Matrix or something, where
right.
I don't know how it happened, but like AI, like people were asking things of AI, and it would randomly or like part of its like responses, it would talk about like gremlins and goblins for like no apparent reason. Like you would ask it like, I don't know, you would ask it about about your business, or if you were trying to run something past it about like something legal, and it would say blah 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 blah, gremlins and goblins. No, for no apparent reason. It's been patched out now. Don't get me wrong. But briefly, yeah, I don't think it did it with everyone, because I never got the gremlins and the goblins.
No.
But I think in quite a lot of cases it would talk about gremlins and goblins.
It's got to be a disgruntled employee.
Possibly,
getting that in there or something, or somewhat, because that is what the world is at the moment. It's just an absolute minefield, of these people, and that's how they do these things now. So like, if you work for a gaming company and you're a disgruntled ex-employee, you get the scoop on new games, and you sort of sell it to the highest bidder and stuff, and things like that. Obviously if you're encoding on bits and pieces, or if you're working in AI, then obviously you do something like that, like I'm just going to get it to say gremlins and goblins and something like that. It's got to be, isn't it? But it'll obviously be swept under the rug, because they don't want you to know that matey who's been fired because he likes looking at small children,
or likes asking AI to generate small children. That was another thing.
Generate small children.
You must have seen the thing with Grog,
with the loophole,
where people were. I don't know if they were explicitly asking Grog on Twitter to create like a whole image, a brand new AI image of like a child, for example. But like, you could put a picture. So say for example, like what you're wearing now, I could take that picture, put it on Grog, and then say, can you put this? I want this person in a bikini. And it would generate a picture of the person in a bikini. So it would. So what it would do? It would turn your jeans into bikini bottoms, and it would turn your shirt into a bikini top. Basically,
wow.
And so obviously Twitter had to get involved, because it was being misused. The paedophiles were using it to generate AI images of children in no clothes or little clothes.
No, I mean, they got time, haven't they? They just spent time. They just spent time. Spend time indoors or in the back of the van that they steal kids in.
Back in the van. just driving down the street like this.
Asking Grog, I'll die about that. And what is?
Like the fucking child snatcher.
Yeah. More like a gremlin or a goblin.
Yeah. I thought she was 12. Yeah. Or she said she was 12.
You want 12?
I'm going to lose my job.
Yes, you are, you fucking nonce.
Yeah, but talking about things that need to be banned, Zach Polanski needs to have his Twitter privileges banned, because the man is just an absolute helmet. Like, you must have seen, the knife attack in London the other day.
Yeah, I caught something about that. Yeah.
Like I said, I can't. I think it was Golders Green. I can't remember exactly. So
it was.
Like I said, I think it was Golders Green. And basically, there was a clip going round of the police, obviously apprehending said knife man, after he'd attacked a few people, and obviously to apprehend him, they gave him a couple of kicks in the head. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, Zach Polanski, the freedom fighter that he is, he retweeted a post basically about people slagging the police off, and I think like the commissioner, because I think the police commissioner had said whatever my police force feel is reasonable to apprehend a vicious attacker of any description, any kind, they can do it.
Yeah.
Within reason, at the end of the day, right? This may be a hot take. I don't think it is, but you never know. The world we live in is probably a hot take.
Yeah.
If there's a knife man or a gun man who is running around killing innocent people for no good reason, whether they've got mental illnesses, they're indoctrinated, they're an incel, or they're jihadists, whatever, it doesn't matter what they are, right? If the police need to kick the cunt in the face to subdue him, fucking kick him in the face. Kick him in the bollocks for all I care, right? Like, at the end of the day, if that means he can't attack them, or she can't attack them, or hurt anyone else, all for it. And if Zach Polanski doesn't think that is acceptable, for in the heat of the moment, spur of the moment, you're trying to stop someone from hurting people, you're throwing yourself in the line of fire, you need to jog on, mate, because you are never going to be my Prime Minister at the end of the day. And I honestly think he has done himself a lot of damage but he should have just said nothing. He's been
I wish you would say nothing.
Like, ever since then, like, he's been on, like, obviously he's been on all the news channels, and he's been trying to defend himself, and trying to obviously put a spin on it. I think he was on one the other day. I don't know who the presenter is. I think he's like an ex-Labour. I don't think he was an MP. I think he's like an ex-Labour someone, or I suppose a bit like Alistair Darling.
Yeah.
Who used to be, he was a spin doctor, wasn't he? He wasn't an MP, but he was Tony Blair's right-hand man.
They did a lot of fucking damage to this country, which we're still trying to undo.
Well, he now writes, I appreciate he does the rest is politics, but he also writes erotic novels.
Does he?
Yeah. Obviously he does.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So Zach Polanski's he's been on all these television programs, and he's been like, yes, I shouldn't have put the tweet out. I should have just arranged a meeting with the commissioner, and and he has accepted my invitation to have a conversation with him about my thoughts and my beliefs on what happened and what should have been done and what shouldn't have been done. No, Zach. What should have been done was done. The two police officers who apprehended this knife man, they disarmed him, and if they had to kick him in the face,
save people's lives.
What? So be it. If that's your fucking mum or your dad or your brother, your sister, your kids.
Well, anyone really, but yeah.
Well, yeah, anyone. But if you take it to a more, if you put it into a more personal standpoint, where there's a bit more, there's a bit more personal grief involved or personal jeopardy, right? If that's my daughter, and this knife man's running towards her, and the police, the only way they can stop this man is by kicking him in the face as hard as they can, you fucking do it, sunshine. You get a medal, you get a pay rise, job done.
And you do it again if you have to.
And you fucking do it again.
But this is the point we're at.
Yeah, but also...
It needs to be done.
It does need to be done, but the thing is
by anyone,
while this was
just the police.
Why this was happening, because at this point, the armed police hadn't got there yet. So if they hadn't have done that and apprehended this this criminal, right, and then the armed police got there, and he didn't put down his weapon, and he didn't do this, that, or the other, then they would have shot him, and then this person who may have affiliations with other people, other cells, other groups, other potential attackers. Well, how are we supposed to, you haven't got someone there to question because the chavvy's brown bread.
Yeah, and also, so I see what you're alluding to, in the fact that he could potentially have become a martyr if he'd have been.
Exactly.
Whereas he just he got concussed and arrested.
Yeah, and he can now go to trial, and they can question him, and they can, try and get more information out of him to potentially find out if there's other people in his network. Like I say, he may just be some absolute psychopath who's just, had an absolute.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them at the moment.
Had an absolute mental breakdown, gone on a stabbing spree, and and it's an isolated incident. But when does that ever happen?
It's not though. It's not.
But it's just,
and it's not. And this is where we all need to get in that position now. We've all been brought up to do nothing. This wasn't as much of a problem, I suppose, when your dad was younger, or when a few. Let's go back, I don't know, 50 years. Because if someone saw someone getting beaten up, they would get involved, but we've been conditioned.
Just pull your phone out now.
Just to let the law do it. But that's not going to work anymore. If someone's got a knife, they intend to use it. If someone's got a gun, they intend to use it. So, do the right thing. Yeah, okay, hiding is probably the best policy, really, in reality, getting away from it. But obviously, if you have other people that in immediate danger, or whatever, or you obviously have to make that judgment call. I mean, the police have put out clear guidelines on what you should do, which is like, hide and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you should look at those and you should take those into account. However, we do now need to start standing up and start taking these people out as a society. And obviously the police doing that, yeah, I'm with you. Fine, great, he's a little concussed and yeah, he's been arrested, right? But just circling back, the irony, it's a shock. They're in Golders Green. Zach Polanski comes from Jewish heritage, okay? And that's not like a museum. He's got Jewish heritage. But anyway, yeah, so his grandfather's surname was Polanski. So his grandfather or great-grandfather changed his surname due to anti-Semitism, which is ironic, But anyway, as the anti-Semitism is a fucking new time or a new high in recent years. But anyway, so...
Buzzword at the moment.
Is a buzzword, yeah. So he's changed his name back to Polanski, Zach. So he's changed it to Polanski. So there's can you see the irony there? So these Jewish people in Golders Green are being stabbed by, let's not give him a religion or anything, let's just say a fucking lunatic, right?
Lunatic.
Right, and yet you're attacking the police, but yet you changed your surname back to Polanski from Paulson because of anti-Semitism, but you're against protecting people from anti-Semitism because you went in 2-footed on police officers protecting people from anti-Semitism. Are you a fucking moron? Like, I don't understand. Like, can you see the irony there? Yeah. Like, fucking wake up and smell the roses.
It's don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not. At the end of the day, like, we're not just going to sit here. We're not just going to sit here and just bash. Probably a poor choice of words. So we're not just going to sit here and bash off Zach Polanski, but because the Tories are just as bad. Like, Keir Starmer's a fucking disaster. Kemi Badenoch, I hadn't heard of her until the last leader of the Tory party, whoever that was. Was it Rishi Sunak? Was it whoever it was? Left.
Yeah, something like that.
Then they got ousted.
Well,
obviously not all politicians, but most politicians, beg, borrow, and steal and lie to get in and to get into Parliament and this, that, and the other. So we're not just bashing the Greens, but like that. But the trouble is, this is the thing, isn't it? Because their demographic, the uni kids, and I suppose left-leaning bohemian adults, vegan,
bohemian, yeah,
fucking
bohemian,
fucking, like green haired, blue haired, fucking vegans. Like, but this is the thing. Like you said last week with Gen Z, they act the fool and then play the victim when you call them out.
Yes.
Like, you've got all these dickheads that say, oh, how dare the police, police brutality, how dare how dare they kick that man when he's down, but yet when they're getting bullied, by the far right or this, that and the other, they're the... Understandably.
Well, not even the far right. That bullying to them is literally anyone that goes against their opinion.
Yeah.
So you could just be Joe Bloggs, who's been neutral. You could be Sweden. And they would still find a reason.
I think you mean Switzerland.
Sweden were also neutral in World War II.
Well, no, but it was Switzerland.
Okay, all right, fine. We'll change it.
Switzerland.
For the purposes of the pod and Josh's mental state, we're going to change it to Switzerland.
No. It is a fucking well-known international fact that Switzerland haven't and don't get involved in any conflicts.
Yeah, do you know anything else about them? Do you want me to give you another little fun fact?
I don't know anything about Switzerland.
Can I give you another little fun fact about Switzerland?
If you must.
When you become an adult male at 16 years old, you get a shotgun that you put under your bed because they're a landlocked country, and if you get invaded, you need a gun.
Fine.
There you go, bosh. There you go, fun fact. Anyway, if you Google, in fact, you could, well, you can't because your phone's there, but Sweden are also neutral, but for the purposes of the pod, and most people do say Switzerland, in fairness, so, whatever. The point is, you could be neutral, and these absolute fucking cretins will still find a problem with you being neutral. Yeah. Oh, well, don't just sit there and do nothing. I'm getting had a go out for doing fucking nothing now, so I can't, so what am I meant to do? You're just... And also, a lot of these lefties, if you just quickly before we shove on to something a bit more upbeat, ironically, their dads and their mums are usually conservative, so they're just angry.
Rebelling.
They're just angry with mummy and daddy.
Rebelling. Fuck's rebelling.
Being rebellious.
Rebelling.
Rebelling. Rebella.
No,
and
isn't that a childhood disease?
Yeah, but they are a childhood disease. They're left leaning. But no, yeah, and so a lot of it is that they're angry with mummy and daddy.
I just don't
As I've touched on before.
I just don't get it. Like I can say, as we've touched, we've said it all the fucking time. Like we sound, and probably people would probably think that we are, right-leaning people, but no. It's just fucking pure common sense. Like I say, if a left-leaning person came to me with a logical, sensible, way about doing something, happy days. I'm more than happy to listen.
Well, you could at least discuss it.
Yeah,
and this is the issue.
You can't with them.
No, yeah, exactly. That's the problem. And that's the problem. But that's how things work. You need to be open-minded to be sort of to consider things that, like you say, it's just logical, isn't it? But I would say because of obviously we're in the Western world, and because obviously whether you believe in religion or whether you follow a religion or not, Christianity is our sort of value system. So the Western world morals are Christian morals. And so whether you are religious or not, you are conservative mostly.
Yeah.
And so therefore, like you say, we're not, people will think that we're right-leaning, but we're not. No, we are, you coined it before, which is like centre-right.
Yeah.
So for me, there's a lot of left policies that I agree with.
Oh yeah.
But I don't agree with the extreme end of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I can look at, I would, if there's a policy that's sort of just off centre to the left, I'll probably agree with it. If there's a policy that's just off centre to the right, I'll probably agree with it. When it starts going far right and far left, fuck off.
It's just,
fuck off. I don't care about it. Get your morals and your mentality correct. Be able to have a discussion. If you can't have a discussion without screaming and shouting and calling someone a Nazi, just fuck off.
Oh no!
Just go and live in the wilderness.
But that's the thing, isn't it? And it's always that. It's always
like they know what it means. You're just using that word. You don't even know what it means.
Yeah, it's always like I said. Whenever you see these videos where you've got admittedly, they're further right than centre. I wouldn't say necessarily far right, but they're kind of like in the middle. And like I said, we said it before. They sit behind a desk and they say, challenge me on this. Give me your opinion on this. Let's have a debate. And they give their point, and then you've got some greasy-haired fucking uni student that comes over to them, screaming and shouting, calling them a Nazi and this and that. And it's, I just don't get it. Why? Like when it comes to the parties at the moment.
Is that quite a new one though? Sorry to interject. That's quite a new one. I know the one you mean. The English guy going, "You Nazi scum, get off our streets."
Yeah.
Right. So what's happened there is that fucking lunatic.
Lunatic boy. Yeah.
So that kid, that kid has basically. So they like the line from. Is it Match of the Day? They think it's all over.
It is now. It's not Match of the Day, but that was the famous line when we won the World Cup in '66.
Right. Okay. So
back when men used to be men.
Men used to be men.
Men used to be men down the mines.
To the ground after fucking 12 pints.
Salt of the earth, brother.
Yeah. So what happened
far right.
Is these people they don't like it now that there's still people going round to the unis with these tables because they thought that it died with Charlie Kirk. But it didn't.
No.
Because, newsflash, you're still an idiot. And most of the things that these people behind these desks are saying are still right.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, the people behind the desks, they're
it's
not...
insinuative?
It's insinuary.
Ooh, insinuary or insinuary?
I suppose insinuary. If you've got like on a video,
darts.
No, like on a video game when you've got the fire grenades and incendiary grenade.
Political napalm.
Yeah, they flame it. They frame it. They frame it obviously as come and speak to me, let's have a debate, prove me wrong, darling. Obviously, they know full well that it's going to upset and wind people up, and at the end of the day, they haven't come to you, you've gone to them. But just by being there, you're going to upset people, regardless of whether or not you're picking holes in their argument. Just by saying certain words and phrases. And
isn't that what the House of Commons is for?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I don't understand. Like,
but I suppose like with street preachers, you could argue, well, there's a church, go there.
yeah, I do regularly, but my brother-in-law still does it.
You don't go to fucking church.
No, I don't go to church. I would say you go to the church and preach there. That's what you were just saying.
You said I regularly do. So I was like,
No, I regularly tell him to get a grip.
Get a grip, brother. Get on your high horse.
Not of his hair.
Get back in there.
Because he shaved it off. Anyway. I said to you earlier, he looks like a white chocolate button. He's just so white. Honestly. Oh, dear.
But it's like, have you seen at the moment? Like, I know of the last few weeks, we've spoken about politics and what have you. But because it's just always in your face now. There's always something to fucking.
Yeah, we got serious though, but we're trying to turn it around to bants.
Bants, double bants,
man.
Double bants.
Canterbury, yeah.
Wings. But anyway, so like, you must have seen they're not rallies, but are they rallies? I don't know.
I don't know. They got cars in with spotlights on.
No, like
do they have finished drivers? No. What kind of rallies?
Like the political.
Like the bike?
No, like that's rally, isn't it? It's not rally.
Is it?
I think it's. I don't think it's rally. I think it's rally.
Is it?
It's R.
I think you've been in Oxford too long.
It's RAL. It's RALEIGH.
Rally.
Rally. It's not
well,
rally.
Lee
it's
is
like
LEIGH.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But like, so
excuse me. Yes, young man, have you got any parlays?
But like, so fuck
sorry.
off. So they're like, I suppose they're like political rallies. Like obviously, the Green Party are trying. Like whereas like you've got like the Conservative conference where it's very stuffy, it's very middle class. You've got the posh boys there. You've got the Conservative Party members that have paid X amount of money to be a member, and they go to the conference so they can see their heroes talk about what they're going to do in the next general election or the coming years, and like that kind of
Go to church every Sunday.
Did a bit like Boris, making stupid noises. But and I suppose Labour are the same.
Sorry if you talk like that. Apparently, you make stupid noises.
But I suppose Labour are the same, but maybe not quite as that kind of thing. We're so eccentric.
Well, yeah.
Kind of but then you've got obviously the Green Party are trying. Their core demographic is the blue-haired sheeple that dress up in sparkly clothes. And
okay.
You want
to add any more to that?
Their demographic is their core demographic, I suppose. It's the uni students, it's the young voters. So I saw a video the other day at one of their like political rallies, and they've got like this big kind of like tent thing, stage thing up, and they're playing like dance music. It was like a big tent thing, and Zach Palancy's he's jumping around the stage like this with his like second in command, and he's giving it all this. It's like, mate, like, get a grip. You're supposed to be a fucking party leader, and you're like acting like you're at a rave. Like,
I know.
Like, are you fucking for real? Like, I mean, come on.
Don't
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like Labour and Labour and the Conservatives, they've done shit the last 15, 20 years. Like reform. Are they really going to get in? Probably not. Restore Britain with what's his name? Fucking is it Robert Lowe? I can't remember his name. That was Saint Lowe. Like, do people think fucking Nigel Farage is far right? The leader of Restore Britain. Fuck me. Like he wants to deport any illegal immigrants, even if you've lived here. Even if you've come over here and you've done your citizenship, you can fuck off as well.
I'm not about that. See, now there we go. We're getting into the weeds of how we're saying about centre left and stuff. Don't agree with that. If you're over here and you're working hard and you're paying taxes and you made a life for yourself, which is what you aim to do in the first place, and that should be what all of these immigrants aim to do. Yeah. Right, which obviously they don't, because obviously human beings are deeply flawed, but that's not the point. So what you want to do is send the deeply flawed ones back and then keep the salt of the earth ones that are working fucking hard. So if you're an illegal immigrant and you've got your family and you work hard and you're contributing to the economy, there is no way in hell I would let anyone send you back. No, I would definitely rally against that.
But this is a prime example of being able to agree and disagree with certain people's views. Because, like, for example, like Rupert Lowe, I think his name's Rupert, not Robert, but anyway, Mr. Lowe, like, he wants to deport every single illegal immigrant, whether they've come over on a dinghy yesterday or they've been here for 5 years. But on the flip side, he doesn't believe that schools should be able to dictate to you within reason when you can take your kids out of school. Like, you know,
which is, yeah, I heard about that. It's actually a really good idea.
Which I agree with. At the end of the day, if I want to take my kids on a holiday, that, you know, in term time, where it's not going to cost me £10 million to go down to Cornwall, for example.
Again, exaggeration for humour.
Like, at the end of the day, if I want to take my kids out of school for a week so they can experience, you know, family time and going to see different places, if taking them out of school for a week in term time means that I can take them to Athens, for example, and they can see Mount Olympus and they can see all the temples and this, and actually learn something interesting, see it firsthand, over trying to do it in a half term where it's $5,000 instead of like $2,000, for example.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I should be able to do that.
Perfect. The only thing I would say is you're quite cultured. A lot of people aren't, so they're probably just going to go shag aloof. Or like the Canary Islands or something. But you're using a good example. I understand what you mean. But also, he's saying that he wants a minimum of 5 days that you should be able to take you.
Something like that.
So, yeah, which is perfect, because obviously that's a week.
Drop in the ocean.
Yeah, but that's better than what it is currently.
Yeah, but I also think it should be incentivised. Like, at the end of the day, you know, if your kid goes to school every fucking day, like, I appreciate to a certain degree it's already kind of incentivised. Like, if your kid's always at school, they don't cause trouble and they work hard. Like, to be fair, schools do kind of, within reason, turn a blind eye and be like, look, we're not going to fine you because, you know, your kid has got, you know, X amount attendance percentage, does really well at school, you know, fair enough. You know, they're probably not going to be, but, you know, but if you've got Timmy round the corner who's in detention more than he's at school, then yeah, probably don't let him.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
If anything, just don't let him back into school. He might have lost cause anyway.
I would say, but does that name fit Timmy? Or
Tommy?
Jaden, something like that. You know, Jaden's a good one, I think. What other names are that?
Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle is a very good one. There was a Kyle that you didn't particularly like.
No, to be fair, no, like Kyle, he was right. We had a couple of fights, and which I won every time, but it's not the point.
Yeah, he wouldn't now, though.
Oh, he's fucking Jack now.
Yeah,
he's fucking huge.
He'd turn you into a fucking pretzel.
To be fair to me, like with everyone for the most part. Like, do you know what I mean? You fucking grow up, and most people are sound. Like, obviously, you get the odd. You get the odd person that's just an absolute fucking, you know, wet lettuce or just an absolute fucking.
There's a high concentration around there.
And they never grow up. But most people grow up. And like, to be fair, like, most people are generally all right, like, in small doses. They may well be, you know, if you're with them, if you're hanging around them every day after work, they might still be dickheads. But if you're just like seeing them down the shops or you bump into them at the pub and, you know, you're having a quick chat, most people are all right.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
But people do change, which I've been following closely lately, and I have seen that Bam Margera is back on his 2 feet again.
Yeah.
Because he went off the rails and he ended up talking to like Dr. Phil and stuff, and because it's a couple of years ago, because you said to me,
I'm pretty sure on Instagram
you don't follow him, and I was like, no, I used to, but I saw firsthand his mental breakdown.
I never stopped following. I'm pretty sure in the midst of his breakdown, because I used to follow him on Instagram. I did follow.
I'm going to give you the start.
I still follow him on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure when he was kind of going through his breakdown, I'm pretty sure he posted a picture of his wife on Instagram with like no clothes on.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
I don't think they're married anymore.
No, I don't. It's a shame. She's quite pretty one. To be fair, all the girlfriends he's had have been stunners. But anyway,
did you ever? I know we spoke about this. I think it was like last week or before. Did you ever see the sex tape he had with the girl he was with? I think her name was Jenna. When back in like the.
No, you love a sex tape. You fucking love it.
I was a fucking back in the
Crystal, check under the bed.
Back in the day, I was a connoisseur of celebrity sex tapes. I'd fucking wheedle them out. I've Don't even get me started. I've seen the Bam one. Obviously, everyone has seen fucking Tommy and Pam.
Yeah,
Everyone's seen that one.
I mean, most people
Ray J, Kim Kardashian.
Most people go through fetishes first. So did you just sort of blaze through fetishes? You know, like choking and bumhole fingering, and then
Bumhole fingering, is that a fetish?
Well, I mean, fisting is. And then see, and did you just sort of have a quick scholarship and all of that, and then just get straight onto celeb videos?
I just like celebrity sex
Just
tapes.
like bad quality video. Because that could be me. That could. Look how pixelated and granulated it is. Look at that small chud. That could be me. That could be me. That could.
But like I said,
I'll change my name to Tommy.
I was a connoisseur of the celebrity sex.
Every time we say connoisseur, I want to call you a cunt.
I don't think there's many that I haven't seen. Like, so I can. Do you want me to name them? The ones that I've seen.
This is a weird flex, but sure. Go on then. We'll get back to Bam Margera in a minute because it's actually quite a cool story.
So as I said, obviously, One Night in Paris. That's probably the most famous one because it got its own name, didn't it? One Night in Paris. Obviously,
I think Paris tried to get it like permanently deleted in the city because of obviously they didn't like the link there. I suppose it's pretty hard when your name's Paris though.
Yeah. Can't really do it.
Anyway, that's why.
Can't really do myself. But like I said, but she was clever. She monetised it. I think she bought the rights to it.
Clever's a bit strong, mate. She's not clever.
Well, clever enough. So she's made more money than us. I appreciate she's an heiress. So that's,
it's slightly easier.
She got
it's
a
like
leg
looking
up.
for a job when you're in a job, mate.
Yeah.
It's like Donald Trump.
Anyway,
made my own way. Yeah, after you got given £1 million by your fucking dad.
But yeah, like I said, obviously, got from the top, got the most famous one, One Night in Paris. You then had Ray J and Kim Kardashian. That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Like a bit of an outlier. Like I said, was the Imogen Thomas one. That was good. Like, if you did that was kind of that was the one that kind of went under the radar.
She got handled like a Welsh barmaid, didn't she?
Yeah. Like that. Like that one. And then like I said, you had obviously like I said, Tommy and Pam. That got turned into their relation got turned into a TV series on Disney.
Yeah, that was really good. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't watch it.
I think there's a bit where his dick's talking to him. It's fucking hilarious. It's good.
I've seen clips of it. I've seen bits of it. Obviously, Bam Margera and Jenna, I think her name was.
Yeah. Do you remember when he had he put that toy car up his bumhole and he had to have an X-ray and it showed his dick in the X-ray? Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was Ryan Dunn.
That wasn't a porn thing, by the way. That was just something they did on Jackass.
Yeah. And then I think the only other one that I've seen was there was an Abby Titmus one as well. Do you remember Abby Titmus?
No, you're just making shit up.
No. There was an Abby Titmus one where she had I think it was like a lesbian one with a black lady.
Cool. I mean, you probably didn't have to discuss the ethnicity of the other lady, but.
Well, I suppose it'd be classed. Would it be classed as? I suppose it'd be classed as interracial because that's a porn category, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. How do you know that, Josh?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just on the drop-down menu. Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about Bam Margera.
Yes, I was. Yeah. But he's so. A couple of years ago, say 2018, I was working at.
Working 9 to 5.
Yeah, I was
what
actually.
What a way to make a living.
On the way to Crawley down in Arctic Glass.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was going to call it Frost, but it's not Frost.
No, that was a TV programme. It's a good TV programme, though.
Never watched it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But yeah, so Arctic Glass, which is where obviously Harry worked, who's got the band At the Sun. If you've not listened to At the Sun, listen to At the Sun.
I don't think they've made or released anything since we
saw it. They released a little teaser not long ago. Maybe I should have spoke to you about it. Yeah. So we'll have to go see them again because you enjoed that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good.
Like the fact that I knew the boys and it was quite nice. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Harry's a fucking legend. Do you know what? All of them are, especially Craig as well, the drummer. Craig's a nice guy. But anyway, back to Bam. So 2018.
Celebrity friends.
Back to Bam. So in 2018, he was randomly in Lingfield, in Surrey. And he was waiting for his flight. So he was just driving around the English countryside. And so it transpires that once upon a time he lived in England, in Brixton, when he was a young pro skateboarder. So obviously Tony Hawk helped sort of fund him and push him through and whatever.
Yeah, I do remember seeing. I haven't got around to it, but because I saw the clip that you watched today, where he did the fakey blunt to fakey blunt side to Blunky to fakey.
Yeah.
I saw that last week, and I've been meaning to try and find like his old clips from like the Element days and what have you. I just haven't got around to it. But I do remember when we were like teenagers. I do remember seeing like a bit of a video part where he's at that famous Brixton skate park. It's just kind of like it's
the concrete one.
It's not like it's just kind of like not bowls, but it's just kind of like I suppose like kick. Like I can't remember what they're called. What they're called now?
I'm not sure what you would do, but let's say bowls. I know what you mean. It's good. You've got the low concrete, the low brick walls around it, and then you've got wood. Yeah, and it's a great park, but it was built sort of
Ollie
early
Murs
days.
filmed a music video there with Rizzle Kicks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's a fun fact for you. You give a fuck about any of those two. But anyway, yeah. So going back to Bam, so he obviously was there. So he knows the south. So obviously he knows the southeast and obviously South London a bit. So clearly he was obviously in a hire car, and he decided he wanted to drive out, and so he ended up in Lingfield for whatever fucking reason. Because I remember Harry got a picture on his phone from someone saying, "There's Bam Margera in Lingfield," and Harry was like, "No fucking way." And I was like, and I looked at it, I'm like, "Yeah, it is." Anyway, I couldn't leave work early. I wanted to, but I couldn't, so I wanted to go up there. And but that was sort of the start of the point of this story is that was the start of the fall of him. You know, after that, he sort of obviously went back to America, and then he was obviously hard on the drugs and stuff. I think he even lived in Estonia for a little bit, but that was, well, anyway, that's by the by. And he just started slowly falling out of everyone and losing everyone, including the band, him, which obviously he was involved with, Vilo Valo and stuff. And he just slowly, he just went further and further off the rails, didn't he? He just completely derailed. Obviously that started originally with Dunn, which was, when did Ryan Dunn die?
2000 and I don't know, so probably between 2012 and 2014, something like that. Maybe something like that. 2015.
Porsche, wasn't it? It was a Carrera GT.
I've got no idea what he was driving.
Anyway, yeah. So he's obviously he grew up with. He grew up with Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, he never recovered from it.
No, well, it'd be like me. It'd be like you going out in someone's fucking Porsche, dying, and I've known you forever. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't just get over that.
No,
you don't just deal with that. It's not so, you know.
I suppose, especially when it's so needless.
Yeah.
He was driving too fast. He had taken drugs or alcohol, and just smashed his Porsche into a central reservation in trees. And yeah, just
bosh. Anyway, so. So going on from that, because that's obviously a bit of a downer, but and we wanted to talk about Bam being back on it again. But he went through that, and then he sort of, he tried to become a dad and a father, and he's got a boy and
Phoenix Wolf,
and then he's just kept tumbling, and all of a sudden, about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, he got sober and has found skateboarding again.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty cool.
Oh dear! Like, how good is he still? I mean, I always liked him because I like his flow. Like, he's a very flowy. He doesn't do anything massively technical.
Yeah, but
he's just so good to watch.
Yeah, but I think that was that era. Like if you watch like old videos of like Rodney Mullen, he's doing loads of like technical tricks.
Yeah, but he is more technical. Yeah, Chad Musker or someone was quite smooth. If you let me fucking finish,
you absolute melt. What I mean is just he was doing technical tricks, but whereas like now, like
relax, daddy, chill, daddy,
chill. Whereas like, if you watch skateboarding now, like all like the big names in skateboarding, they're doing massive tricks down rails or massive stair sets. They're doing 360 flips down a 15-foot drop kind of thing, or whereas
I mean they were doing that back in the day.
Yeah, but I don't think they were.
They were.
To a certain degree.
Jamie Thomas.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
But not as but like now, like if you watch clips from like 20 years ago, there'll be clips of people ollieing over gaps or doing a 180 over a gap or kick flipping down some stairs. Or you'll have a clip of Rodney Mullen doing loads of manuals and flip tricks and a few like slides and grinds here. Whereas like now, like if you watch Nigel Houston, for example, he's doing a kick flip into lip slide down a 30 stair set. You've got fucking Chris Joslin doing a 360 flip down El Toro, which is like a 25 stair set in America.
Andy Anderson doing a kinked, doing like a
kinked
rail.
But he's old school in a way, because he doesn't do these massive tricks down. He doesn't do these tricks down massive drops and stair sets and whatever. He doesn't he's like very technical. He wears a helmet, and he's so different compared to, he'll go up on, I don't know, he'll go up like a pole, and then he'll like spin round in a circle, come back down again on it. He's kind of, I think he's a bit of a breath of fresh air. I know, like,
he 100% is. Like, he was like Mullen was back in the day.
Yeah.
And he did that on purpose. That's one of his heroes. But anyway, the argument continues. Wow, we're going to have a back and forth about this, because I'm not saying that it's not better now. I'm just saying, like, so for example, you use Nigel Houston as an example, and I like his style, and also I follow someone called Moose, who used to, he's like an older skater. But
does he have antlers?
No, he's a Mexican fella. I'll show you a couple of his videos.
Chad Musker, I think he paints pictures now.
Yeah, cool. Well, anyway, so like you'll do like I don't know, like a 360 flip. Or a tranny flip. We'll put that in brackets because it's 360 flip.
Air quotes.
Into like, I don't know, like a crook or a lip slide or whatever, and then I don't know, laser flip or out or something, right? Which is fine, and it looks great. But for me, it's about style. So if you're gonna do that, so like I like a lot. And fun enough, a lot of the Japanese skaters, I don't know if you've seen, and
Yuta Horigamo.
Yeah,
origami.
Yeah. Anyway, something like that.
Origami.
Sorry if that's incorrect, but he's style. That's what I mean. He's got style and presence over everything. Like the way that he does stuff is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like for me, like he could do just ollie in, like no flips. Do a fucking nose slide and come out, and it will be the best fucking thing you've seen.
I really like
ever.
Letitia Buffoni.
Yeah. You just throwing that out there because you like the name?
No, because she's fit.
Oh, okay. No,
she's Brazilian. I love a Brazilian.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah.
You can't beat a thick Brazilian. THICC.
Oh, right, I see.
Not as in thick as in stupid.
Oh,
thick.
I was going to say, there's plenty of thick birds around here.
All for the taking.
As in THICK. But yeah,
it would have been so ironic if you'd spelled that wrong.
It would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. Thick. But anyway, no. So for me, style is so. It's not that I don't appreciate it, because obviously one of my favourite skaters back in the day was Rodney Mullen, but I had two extremes. So I had like Bam he always had the cool style. Costin was the same, although he was a bit more technical with switch and stuff. But they had style and they were just so fucking smooth when they did stuff. And then you had like Mullen who would do and doing the technical stuff, and he took like one truck off and just did a fucking manual everywhere and stuff, and so you got the technical ability.
He'd do like an ollie up like a I don't know, like a half pipe or a quarter pipe, and the wheel would come off, and he'd take another one out of his pocket and put it back on before he landed. Like like who thinks of that? Like I saw a video of it.
But that's the sort of thing Anderson's doing.
Yeah, it's like I saw a video of Daiwan on the other day. He had a deck on top of like this, obviously this greased up ramp, or waxed up ramp, and then so he went up to this ramp. Obviously, it's got a hole in the middle. Yeah. Obviously, going fast enough so that he jumps off his skateboard onto the deck, onto the deck that's just on top of this ramp, and then lands back on the skateboard when it comes back out the other side, and then does a kickflip, obviously with both decks, and then lands back on his skateboard, the one with the wheels on it. It's like it's just it's like what?
But it's good. But like. Yeah, for me, I've always been a style guy. Like if you've got, and again, like I say,
could have fucking fooled me.
Oh, you're a funny cunt, aren't you? You are. Oh, that's bants, bro. Bants.
Double bants. Double bants.
You fucking do that. Like that.
It's a bit like the Dele Alli thing. When I've never been able to do the whole. He does the thing with the eye. Yeah. I can't do it.
No.
It's not that.
He'll say he's a nobody now, so...
He's in Brazil now, I think. No, that's Jesse Lingard.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean that we got choice. We could have choice words to say about both of them, to be honest with you. But yeah. Anyway, that's it. So for me, it's style.
Yeah.
Really, when it comes to skating, but obviously, when someone comes along with the technical ability, you know, you have to appreciate it, and I do. But I just feel like, for me personally, there's too much of this shit of like doing a for you Gen Zers and you alphas out there doing a tray flip.
Well, they're not alphas, are they?
Alphas would be there. Yeah, they'll know it as a tray flip. They won't know it as a 360 flip.
Yeah, but they're not alphas.
Oh no, they're not. They're betas.
Not, well, that's being generous.
Well, what's lower than a beta then?
Delta, gamma.
I don't know. No, I think there's an official term for it. Pussy. So
No, pussies are useful.
Yeah, that's true.
They haven't got the depth or the capacity to please.
No, but that's that's the point. Yes, style.
Yeah,
the one.
I think style. Yeah, I think when but I suppose but like, you know, these kind of like rebel sports, and they're all about expression, aren't they? They're all about, you know, being yourself and expressing who you truly are, whether it be the clothes that you wear or the way that you skate, and you know, what do they call
or a
it?
septum ring, or blue hair, being vegan, just to be that one more step ironic, other than, you know, that one above a vegetarian, because you know you need to. It's kind of why the Green Party got started, didn't it? You know, because they had the Conservatives, then they had Labour, and it's like, fuck it, that's not working, let's start another new one.
I thought that was the Lib Dems.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like the fourth iteration, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's just like, let's get angry with mummy and daddy and start a new party.
But it is good, like I say. It is like, I suppose for us as well, like obviously growing up watching Jackass and CKY, and you know,
Jackass was hilarious.
It is good to see Bam getting back on his feet and you know and loving skate, like because but obviously he's got natural ability and he's got the muscle memory. But you know, but like he's kind of like
overweight and he's been through a lot, and to see him out fucking enjoying it is great.
And like, you know, he's not good anymore to the level that he was. You know, he's better than average.
Yeah.
But you know, to see him like, you know, relearning tricks again and you know, and doing stuff. It's
great, and it is
cool,
heartwarming even.
Yeah, and you know, and like, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing the new Jackass film. Yeah, you know, it's a shame that he's not there, but you know, if truth to, if it's to be believed, he was given the opportunity to be there, and you tell me. Who do you believe? You've got Bam, who was a known drug, or if he's gone to rehab, drug addict, alcohol addict.
Yeah.
You know, saying, you know, they gave me all these stupid things I had to do, and you know, they didn't trust me. And then you've got everyone else saying, well, we gave Bam opportunities to come back. We wanted to help him. He wasn't interested. So what can we do? We can't have in the world that we live in now, in the day and age. You know, back then. You know, when Jackass 1 and 2 came out, they probably could turn up to set, you know, a bit worse for wear. They probably needed it to a certain degree because they were.
They did. Steve fully admits that.
They were pushing the envelope. You know, they were trying to, you know, really get out there.
I mean,
just look where they spawned. Fucking Dirty Sanchez.
That's one for a different time, but that was great as well.
Oh, I love Dirty Sanchez.
But yeah, it's nice to see those sort of things. Obviously, you know, you've got someone like Freddie Flintoff, for example, who obviously had that accident for Top Gear, and now he's back in cricket teaching the youth team. I think he's involved with that, and it's great to see that sort of thing. You know, so yeah, Bam has found his core. He's found his core again. You know, he you know, his dad Phil was saying like he regularly took him like out skating. Like they'd go find a drainage ditch. Phil would put down a deck chair or whatever, and they'd sit there all day and he'd skate all day. And you know, that's why he's got that, like you say, he's got that natural ability.
Yeah.
But it's good to see. You know, it's nice to see people get back on their feet, and it's good. It's good to see someone like Freddie Flintoff getting second wind, if you like, or you know, a second chance, and he's back in something he loves, which, you know, we all need to keep one eye on what we're interested in, because that is the one thing that will always
keeps you young.
Well, no, it's the one thing that will always love you back, if you know what I mean. Like it's the one thing, your key interest. You know, the thing that you started with, the thing that is your core, if you like, is where you should always go back to. That's why they say never forget where you came from.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You know, but anyway, on that note, I think it's about time that we wrap up the pod. I think, this week, mate. And
The regular listeners may have noticed that Dave didn't do his little pointless facts at the start, so we've saved the best for last. Take it away, Dave.
We have indeed. So this fun little fact is about Zach Polanski. We've touched on him a little bit in this episode. So Zach Polanski and his boyfriend Richie have decided they want to decolonize their brains, and by watching a film from a different country from A to Z over a set period of time. So I mean, I call it a fun fact. It's probably going to make you cringe or roll your eyes. I mean, it did when I fucking read it. But anyway.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, absolutely fucking lunatics. But yeah. So they're decolonising their brains.
And on that note, we're going to go do the same. Thank you for listening. I've been Josh. That's been Dave. And we've been the No Biz Podcast. And we will see you next week on the next one. Take care.
Bye.